Alright, guys, so you guys know I am a journalist. I am an MMA journalist. I break fight news, stuff like that. But I'm getting to the point where I don't just want to break fire news. I want to be the fucking voice for the voiceless. I know that sounds sort of cringe, but there's just an epidemic in the MMA space, and it's worth addressing. There just is an epidemic of grooming in MMA, and it's right there for everybody to see, and nobody's fucking saying anything. Now, I know, understandably, you can't just go accusing people, but there is just so many stories out there, and nobody seems to be fucking paying them any attention. Obviously, people like Pat Barry are going around, and there's no fucking justice there in that situation. Like, it's a fucking open secret. Everybody fucking knows about Pat Barry allegedly, let's just say allegedly, grooming Rose Namajunas. We'll always leave that allegedly there. There can always be twists and turns and stories, but it's just an insane epidemic in MMA with these fucking sleazebag coaches. Now, Crazy Kev did a interview with former UFC fighter Johnny Munoz, and it just fucking turns out there is even more grooming that we didn't know about involving UFC fighters. So I'm just gonna play the clip. I'll intervene when there is intervening. When there needs to be some intervening. But yeah, let's just play the story. Now, maybe I'm just like looking too much into this, and I'm not an SJW or anything like that. I'm not somebody who's gonna fucking say, "Oh, that offends me," or anything like that. But is maybe calling a fucking like teen pregnant fucking woman like that's apparently being groomed by a coach a bitch? Don't you think that's like just poor language to use? Like, maybe she was a bitch, but like calling her a bit like that bitch is pregnant when you're talking about a story about her being groomed is I don't know, that just seems a bit fucking wild to me. Now, I'm not offended by this or anything, but I'm just saying it is just weird to me. It's like, I don't know, it seems weird as fuck, right? But anyway, I just wanted to intervene. I wanted to talk about that point. I'm not fucking advocating for the cancellation of Johnny Munoz here. It was just a point I needed to make. Okay, I wanna fucking just intervene here. Yeah, we all like pussy. Maybe some people are into dick or asshole. I don't know. People are into too. But like, what do you mean? You gotta be careful. Just don't fuck 15-year-olds. It's not that fucking hard, is it? Like, seriously, like, there's being careful. Don't go fuck everything and catch something, or don't go fuck every chick and get a bunch of them pregnant. Be careful, bro. He's attracted to a 15-year-old. That's a bit fucked, right? Like, that's just a bit fucking weird. I feel like that is a weird statement. Again, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I don't know, Johnny Munoz, I just think maybe he got caught on a bad day here, but he's saying some interesting stuff there. But anyway, moving on. Now, I want to mention something here. I understand not wanting to burn bridges and stuff like that, but if you have undeniable proof, this guy's like 15-year-old getting her fucking knocked up and all this sort of stuff, why would you not just call him out on it? Like, honestly, you don't. I get not wanting to burn bridges, but like you said, I'm pretty sure he said he doesn't train at Entrim Gym now. So it's like, why the fuck are you like, I don't know, why are you just not saying, like, again, I understand not calling out the victim. He doesn't have to say who the chick is, but he could say who the coach is at least, you know. Uh, you know, it just, it seems very odd. Now, I'm not saying he is justifying it or anything by any means. He obviously called him a scumbag. So I'm not saying Johnny Munoz is fucking advocating here. Like, I'm not saying he's like helping the guy out. He's brought the story to light, which is good. It's a good thing he's done that, but at the same time, man, it's like you have an open platform, and I like Kev, you know, I've done an interview with him, he hasn't uploaded it yet, but like, this is where if I was in this situation, in this interview with Johnny Munoz, I would be pushing for it. I'd be like, come on, who is it? Like, fucking give me a clue, you know? I'd at least ask, and I don't know, I feel like Kev didn't really, I don't think he asked too much, he wasn't pushing for it, and I understand it. I guess Munoz did say, I'm not going to mention names, but I would at least push for it a little bit. Who knows what you could get out of him. But anyway, there is a theory of who this is, and there seems to be some evidence backing that. I'm going to say this is alleged. This doesn't 100% confirm this is who it is, so don't go abuse the coach, or don't go abuse the female fighter that it is, or I don't know. But it does seem to be a lot of weight behind this. So, yeah, let's just have a look. So somebody said, I'm 99% sure the woman was Yasmin Jarigi. And then somebody replied back, likely. Now, I believe this is a coach from Entrim Gym. You rock, old man. Now, I don't know if that is Yasmin, because I don't think that's Yasmin either. But I could be wrong. Maybe she just looks a bit different. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it seems like a lot of evidence is pointing towards Matisse Janile? I'm fucking horrible with pronunciations. Now, somebody said Jarigi is 25 though, her son around 7, 8, so she wasn't 15 when she had the kid, might not be her. Mia's only specified that she was 18 when she started training. She was 18 when she gave birth, so she must have gotten pregnant at 17. Either way, behaviour. He said 15 a year later she was pregnant. Yasmin was 18 when she gave birth, but also Munoz still trains at Etram and is cool with them. Okay, so he does with them. Somebody said in this interview this year, Yasmin was 24, just before her B-day. Her son is 7, but whether his birthday was like 1 day or 8, so she had a son between the ages of 16, 17, likely got pregnant at 16, maybe 15 at a push. So it does seem like the evidence is there, right, that this could be her. She could be pregnant at 16, maybe 17. Because you never know. Maybe, I doubt Johnny Munoz is fucking paying that much attention, you know, to like her age and stuff like that. So maybe he just got the age wrong. You know, a lot of people, they don't just pay attention to people's ages 24/7, you know. She could have been 17 at the time. She could have got pregnant at 16 years, 12 months, who knows, and then, I don't know, had the baby at 17 years and 9 months. We don't know the fucking baby's date of birth or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, guys? But it seems like there is some evidence that it is Yasmin. I'm not going to say that coach is definitely the guy who knocked her up. It is also worth mentioning, Munoz mentions two coaches, one who, got with her when she was 15, and then the other one who knocked her up. Maybe he knocked her up when she was, I don't know, 17, 10, I don't know, maybe 18. It's not, I don't know the age of consent in Mexico. I don't really want to know. So I don't know what the legal status of this was. It's still fucking obviously morally wrong. It's pretty fucked up. But then moving on, going to the Etram gym on their Tapology. Now this one's not very updated. It doesn't actually have Yasmin Yargi on here. But let's just go look through their Tapology with the fighters that they have from Endrum and look at the female fighters in the UFC. Because in that interview, Munoz does mention UFC now. So she's in the UFC. Let's go have a look. There's obviously some UFC fighters here. Daniel Barres, former UFC fighters too. Paulo Reyes. Not many female fighters. There is Savannah Gomez Jurez, but it's definitely 100% not her. She's not in the UFC anymore, firstly. And secondly, she's 39. Johnny Munoz probably wasn't fucking training at Entrum gym fucking 24 years ago, or however old she would have been when she was 15. So obviously it's definitely not Silvana Gomez. Like, it's just not. There is a lot of evidence though, which is just it's not her. And then you go down, like, where are the other female fighters at that are in the UFC? There isn't any. There's Jasmine LaPantera. She's fighting this chick, not in the UFC. So obviously she's not in the UFC. She's fighting for Lux Fight League. So she's a female fighter. It's not her. And you go down, there's nobody else. There's no other female UFC fighters that this could be. She's not in the UFC. She's not in the UFC. So all the evidence does come to suggest it is Yasmin. Now I'm not saying it 100% is to her, guys. So don't go abuse anyone or go threaten anyone. And this is all alleged. This is all just a theory with the evidence out there. So you never know. There could be twists and turns here of who it is. But it does seem at least very likely that Yasmin Jarigi is the female who he's talking about, who had an underage child or was pregnant underage. It just seems very likely. She trains at the gym. She's in the UFC. There does seem to be some connections with the coach. Again, I'm not sure if that is her or not. I'm not saying this is her. I have no fucking clue, to be honest, guys. I don't know what Yasmin looked like fucking 4 years ago, but let's go have a look, alright? Can't. You gotta always be 100% with these sorts of things. Matty. Oh, I can't actually find him on Instagram. Maybe this is two different guys, actually. I was thinking maybe he had two different accounts. It seems like these are two different coaches. Maybe that's the one who knocked her up. I don't even fucking know. I don't know the connection with these coaches. I'm not gonna go out there and say it's any of these coaches because I have no fucking proof that it is. I just know that it's more than likely Yasmin who is the one who's been groomed. It's very unfortunate. This sport, I love the sport, but it just breeds fucking shit people, man. It breeds fucking groomers, fucking women beaters. No, I'm not saying, obviously not every MMA fighter does that. Most MMA fighters aren't fucking grooming like women anyway. It seems to mostly be the coaches. It's some weird power dynamic these coaches get out of it, where they have a bit, they gain a bit of power and a bit of influence over these younger ladies, and they just use that influence for fucking bad. They're not doing it to be a positive influence in their life. They're doing it to use them for sex when they're underage. It's fucked. It's horrible. And yeah, it's rough. I wish Munoz would have been able to say who it was, but I understand not wanting to burn bridges, especially if you train there. But at the same time, why even bring the fucking story up if you're not gonna fucking name and shame the guy? But you know, it is what it is, man. I just wanted to talk about this. You know, I don't see any other journalists covering this. I understand why they don't want to burn bridges with the gym, but I mostly only interview Australian fighters, so I honestly don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If nobody from Entrim Gym wants to take an interview because I called out a groomer, a potential groomer, alleged, it's all alleged, guys. Always got to use that allegedly. Then I don't give a shit, to be honest. I'm gonna call out people for doing shit things. And yeah, that's the gist of it. Now, I guess maybe more will come out now this is out there. Once something like this comes out, people will, you know, maybe next time Yasmin gets interviewed, somebody will ask her about the situation. Maybe they won't. A lot of these journalists don't have the balls to ask the hard questions. They just don't. I'm gonna fucking say it how it is, man. I will. I ask the hard questions. You know, I will. I fucking ask any question. I don't give a shit. I will ask the hard questions, and I don't think people are gonna ask. I don't think any journalists will ask her. I guess maybe some people don't care. It's a personal life question, but I think if there's a fucking coach going around grooming MMA students, young underage MMA students, then somebody needs to do something about it. But I don't know, this is MMA. It just seems like it's crazy, man. Like, obviously there's the Pat Barry situation. I think it was Sadiq Yusuf's, one of his coaches or his jiu-jitsu coach or some guy who he trained with, he came out as like a serial sex abuser or something like that. It's just crazy how many of these coaches do this shit, and who knows how many more are getting away with it. So I just wanted to bring light to this situation. Not when I say bring light to it, don't mean make the fuck, you know, ha ha ha, let's look at the bright side of it. You know, I didn't mean that. I mean, like, let's bring some fucking light to the darkness of this story. Let's get the story out there and see if we can find out who this is, and, you know, hopefully stop them doing it again. But anyway, that's all I had to say about this situation. Yeah, I'm a journalist at the end of the day. I'm gonna call shit out. I'm not just gonna beat around the bush with stuff like this. It's a fucked up situation, man. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, give me your thoughts on the situation. If you find any more evidence, leave it in the comments. And maybe I'll make a follow-up video if more comes out about this. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about this because I don't know if many journalists will bring up this situation, but I will. I will always bring up the hard talking situations. You're not gonna get me sugarcoating shit. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. And let me know how you guys like me doing this series, this type of video. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.